Hi everybody. We're trying to track the parabolic motion of a projectile through the air. And so in order to do that, I figured I'd come up to the roof gym here and see if I could hit a foul shot. I'll pretend that happened on the first take. Okay, let's see if we can analyze this video a little bit. So I'm going to find Logger Pro. I'm going to open up a file. First thing I'm going to do is insert my movie, which I've got in a video called Foul Shot. Alright, so it's brought it right in. I'm going to scroll ahead to the point where I can actually analyze the flight of the ball. Looks like it's right about there. And now, I'm going to click on that little button right down there, get my analysis tools. First one is right here, that little ruler. I'm going to set the scale. And I measured and then confirmed using the internet the length of that right there, which is 18 inches, which converts to 45.72 centimeters. I'm going to put in 0.457 meters. I'm going to click OK. Then this one should be, I set my origin point, so just to make a convenient 0, I set my origin point. It looks like my cursor just about exactly fits the ball, so I'm going to try to line it up and put it exactly there. Now I'm just going to take some data points. This is my button for taking data points, add point. Again, try to line it up exactly in the middle there. Click. Each time I click, it'll go forward a certain number of frames. And slowly but surely, I'm going to make dots showing the motion of the ball. Now, you guys may have used this program before, you may be pretty familiar with this, but I wanted to have everything sort of conveniently there for if you want to use this for a variety of labs and other activities that we'll be doing over the course of the year. Alright, looks like I'm almost at the apex. You can see me looking hopeful down in the corner of the screen there. Now I kind of look like an eagle or some sort of strange bird. Alright, now as soon as it hits the net, my guess is that it's no longer going to be doing the exact same thing, and you can see that pretty easily from the dots, but I'm going to put a couple here anyway, just 'cause I'm curious to see what's going on. Alright, so I got a lot of dots now. Let's go and look at the graphs. So here in red, I have my position versus time graph. For the x direction is in red, and in the y direction is blue. So the y has sort of the going up and going down, fairly parabolic thing that you would expect. And the x has a fairly linear thing that you would expect. And a couple tricks of what you can do with this. First one, I'm going to highlight a bunch of these dots that seem to me to be fitting the same pattern. And then I'm going to click right here and say I just want the x. And it's going to give me a linear trend line with a bunch of interesting things, including the slope of the line being about -4 meters per second. I think that's interesting. I think you might want to think about what that means for a second. We can talk about that in class if people are confused about it. And then the other graph is going to be that I'm really interested in is if I click here, I can get a y velocity graph. And so here we can see the velocity very high at first, heads towards 0. At 0, that's going to be the apex, that's going to be the highest point that it's at, and then it speeds up in the opposite direction. And then here it hits the net, it slows down and then speeds back up, so it's kind of an interesting thing to look at. I'm going to grab a linear fit of that too. So I'm going to highlight the dots that I think are fitting a linear pattern. I'm going to hit that, and I get a slope of negative 10.07 meters per second, which is pretty darn good considering what I would expect that number to be. So think for a second about what you would expect that number to be. Hopefully you're thinking it should be negative 9.8 meters per second squared, and this is the acceleration due to gravity, and apparently I got a pretty good value for that. Alright, so we're going to talk a lot more about this kind of experiment, but in the meantime, hopefully that cleared up just the basic use of Logger Pro to analyze a video like this.
Hi everybody, it's a nice day out, so I thought I might try to do a little bit of physics in motion and go up to the roof gym and see if I can hit a shot. Not even close.